Hello everyone, my name is Alex and I'm one half of Everything Cryptocurrencies. Everything Cryptocurrencies is going to be an educational platform that's going to provide you with all information regarding cryptos, technical analysis as well, market news, wide variety of information. We should be launching that by the end of the week hopefully. So once it's all launched, we'll let everyone know via Telegram, Instagram as well. I'm one half and then you've got the other half who's Michael. So that the two of us make up Everything Cryptocurrencies, and we're just looking to bring you all information, market updates, technical analysis, trying to help everyone out with engaging in the crypto space. So I'll just bring it up quickly and show you, give you a sneak preview of what it's going to be about. Bear with me 2 seconds. I'll move this just down here for a second. So as you can see, we've got a technical analysis tab, market news, the next Bitcoin, cryptocurrency education, and blockchain technology. You scroll further down, you'll see the top 100 cryptos. Yeah, very good website. We'll let you know when it's up and running. So what I'm going to do for you today is I'm going to break down technically the top 5 cryptos, and I'll also be looking at ARK and Vertcoin. So obviously what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on Bitcoin. Bear with me 2 seconds, I'll just keep this down here out of the way. Yeah, so I'm going to start off is with the big bad boss, Bitcoin. Obviously everyone knows, mad price increases, loads of people coming into the scene. I mean, we started off at, when we was at trading at, well, we've been looking at Bitcoin for a long while, since the start of the year. I mean, longer than that, but technically looking at it at the start of the year. And you knew at about 3,000, you know, you had all the enthusiasts, them that believe, the people that have held Bitcoin for a long while. As soon as price started increasing, we started to see the speculators come in, and now obviously the institutional money is now in. Obviously yesterday was the launch of the CMEs, the Bitcoin futures on the CMEs. Obviously that's bringing a lot more money into the space now as well. So are we going to see Bitcoin increase a lot more? Who knows? Only time will tell, we will see. But obviously we just trade it technically. So what we're seeing on the chart, so obviously you can see, let me get the monthly, what we usually do, we work our way backwards. So we start from the monthly and refine down. Obviously cryptos don't play, I mean, we've been in financial markets for a while. But I mean, looking at cryptos, do they play out to the technicals? Not always. Bitcoin in the beginning, under from up to 5K it did. Now not as much, but you can still, once now the institutional money's in, it's probably going to stabilize a lot more. So a lot of the institutional guys, the big traders, will be looking at it technically, so it will play out a bit more. But as you can see here, the monthly chart, massive increase from October. We was a low at 4,137 per coin. This month a high of 16,600. So you're talking about $12,000 a coin increase. So you know, you do the math, you had £1 a point, or the physical coins you held, and how much you would have made. So obviously a lot of people hear about Bitcoin or wherever they want to come into the space. You might not know what price to get in. Some people might have got in at 16,000, 17,000 now, expecting by tomorrow to be at 20K. It doesn't always work like that. We look at the chart technically, we can get a refined viewpoint on the price action. So obviously here we've had this pullback from the 8th of December, and we pulled all the way back into 13, low of say 12,700. So here now we've found some support at say 13,000 per coin. We've hit a 618 Fibonacci retracement. Now we're moving up again, we're advancing again. So targets on Bitcoin now, we've had that pullback and we're moving up, retesting the all-time high. Once we take out the all-time high, we'll then be going to 18,300. And then once that's taken out, we'll be looking at 20,500, call it 20,000, even handle number. So that's two targets there to look at for Bitcoin. Obviously be very careful. Obviously now there'll be a lot more people shorting Bitcoin. So, I mean, you have to be very careful in your entries. Take care. Obviously, Everything Cryptocurrencies will be here to try and provide you with some information as well, to help you out with your your entries. If we look at Ethereum now, move on to that. Obviously, Ethereum different to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is viewed as the digital store of value, like a gold, say, whereas Ethereum's, you can build off of their blockchain system via smart contracts. So two completely different ecosystems there. So if we look at Ethereum, we've got this, we were looking at Ethereum for a while as well, way back. Now if you look at this piece of analysis, bear with me. Look at this piece of analysis here. we've moved up. We had a 618 Fibonacci retracement at $232 a coin. And now we've hit first targets was hit at $470 a coin, say. So now this is acted as a barrier, as resistance to price. So at say 480, sorry, per coin, we're struggling to break this barrier in line with that Fibonacci extension. The next target is 562. Once we get back above 500, say, then we should go and meet that. But obviously, we take each daily candle as it comes. So could we get a pullback? Maybe. If we do pull back on Ethereum, we'll be going back to 400 to then move back up to the upside. But at the moment, we're just stalling around this $475 a coin level. 500 it needs to break and close back above 500 to then go and test the next, reach the next target of 462. So we will see. Time will tell if we'll hit that. But I mean, Bitcoin and Ethereum, probably the two cryptocurrencies, most liquid markets. So definitely be looking at trading them if you're new to the space. Bitcoin Cash is a fork of Bitcoin. Was created, I believe it was in August, if I'm correct. Bear me 2 seconds to get the monthly chart up. So as you can see, created in August. Bitcoin Cash made a high of, I mean, I'm using Polynex for this at the moment. Data from Polynex, it shows 3,480. Each exchange shows you different prices. So obviously you have to look at a different price and get an average, a mean average of all of them. But I think it was around 2,400 it hit. On this chart it's showing me higher than that, but we'll take it as Polynex is the correct data for now as I'm looking at it. So I've got 3.5k. I mean, at the moment we whip straight back. You can see this long whip of the candle, so it was a very quick price move. It was at a point in time, I remember Bitcoin was declining, Bitcoin Cash was increasing, so had that inverse correlation at that moment in time. But you can see here that whip straight back below, and currently we're in this moving sideways, and we're in a zone of 1,850 per coin to 1,100, say. So we're consolidating here. Could we get back up and retest that high? Definitely, it's possible. We have to wait and see, but we have to get back above, say, I'd say even handle number 2,000, but 1,870 for this zone here. As you can see, I've marked it out. We get back above that. If we break and close back below 1,100, then we could be heading lower. Where could we be getting to? First point of call would probably be $700 a coin. Then below that, 230. So we just have to keep an eye on that. Obviously, every cryptocurrency will be keeping everyone updated daily, weekly. Anything that affects price moves, we'll be letting everyone know. That's Bitcoin Cash. Next one, IOTA. Obviously, we know IOTA's had a big price jump as well the last few days. Let me just get this up here in the corner. So you can, as you can see, IOTA. Here we went from, let me get the weekly chart up. So you can see exactly what's happened. I mean, if you look at even just the monthly here, you can see this month alone, the low was $1.2, the high was $5.59. Mad price increase, obviously. So you could see that on a daily at the moment. I mean, we called this in we had a correct technical call on this already. I'll show you that after I'll finish up with this. You can see now here we found, let me get to the 4-hour time frame. Remember, we're finally getting to the low time frame. You can see here this is $3.7. Say this zone is acting as support. We're going to go retest the high potentially. Again, we just have to wait and see. A few partnerships announced about IOTA. Positive news, bring it back up. But technically, it's just moving sideways at the moment. If it gets back below 3.5 and then say 3, then we could be heading down. But at the moment, cryptos are they're all looking bullish, especially Bitcoin. The alts, not as much, but I mean, Bitcoin declines. That could push money back into the alts. So just have to keep an eye on that. We've got Ripple, XRP. Obviously, so we've been waiting on a breakout for this for a long while. At the moment, we're at 0.24 cents. You can see here between 0.30 cents, 30 cents, and 15 cents. It's been moving sideways for a long while, since the beginning of June, say. If this breaks up breaks and closes above 30 cents, then the first target on this is say 60, 0.58 cents, and then 0.73 cents. So we keep an eye on that, but it's due a breakout. You can see it's respecting these trend lines both here, in and out. Obviously, I don't want to give too much of my technical analysis away, but this definitely due a breakout. Ripple, we will see what happens. Right, as we move to ARK, as you can see here, we broke this high that it made back here on the 21st of March. That got taken out. Price made an all-time high. What was the all-time high it made? It was $5.7. So currently we had a correct call. We've got some analysis on this at the moment. So once price gets back above $4.8, closes above it, then first target for ARK is $6 and then $7.75 per coin. So we'll just keep an eye on that. But as long as we remain above, say this zone, I put there, this dark blue zone, $3.26. As long as we remain above that, you can see price found support, is supported there. MA's are upside as well. As long as it stays above that, then we should go and reach first target and second target again. First target $6 and then second target $7.75. And if I finish up on Vertcoin, as you can see with Vertcoin here, we're currently trading at $9.1. Currently finding resistance here at say $9.50. Struggling. You can see the wicks of the candle whipped back down below, so we're struggling. But it took out, if I go into the weekly time frame, you'll be able to see this better. So if you can see here, say $6.1 on average this high, and you can see that we declined. We took that out. We're back above that now, so looking very bullish for Vertcoin. Michael's going to give you some fundamental information on it to support the technical side of it as well. So Vertcoin, we had a correct call on this already. I'll show you a document in a second. But you can see now we've moved higher. We found support here at the 618, including this zone at say $5.86. So next targets we're looking at for Vertcoin is $14.5, say dollars. Second target $17.7. So we'll be keeping an eye on that, keeping you updated. So be sure to tune in. So if I just bring up these documents now, like I said, we've been looking at Bitcoin technically since the start of the year, say. So let me just, I'll bring that document up in a second. But if I show you this document here, this is correct calls on altcoins. So technical analysis we've been doing before. So as you can see, bear with me. Here we've got NEO. Obviously we haven't hit first time, we've had that move up. We can put this out to people if they like. This will all be on the website as well. You can see Ethereum hit first target. Ripple is still waiting for that breakout. DigiByte is something else we're looking at. You can see Bitcoin Cash from 615. We made a correct call there. Went up to 1300. You can see that's all screenshotted. Again, Litecoin, another one, $61 to a high of 90, say. We've got Dash. We were looking at it when it was about $320 a coin, and then it went and reached 443, and now it's moved higher than that now as well. We've got NEM, again another one, another correct trading call. All of these screenshots are just us applying our technical analysis to the charts, screenshotting the befores and afters, so it's all there for everyone to see. Again, Monero, you know, looking at $121. High of 164. These are good gains in the markets that could be made. You know, and hopefully we can help others as well now make gains from it. IOTA, something was looking at 54 cents. Now it's trading at like, it's made highs of 5 and plus. Here it was at $1.3. You've got a Mise Go, another one we're looking at. So Bitcoin, obviously Bitcoin's been like a train, bullish, but you can see technically we're applying our technical analysis to the charts to refine our entries. You know, like we would have got in at 6.5k, you know, just on this piece of analysis, completed at 10.5k, so 4,000 per coin we've made just using our technicals. Again, the Vertcoin there, that's the analysis I was telling you about before. When we was looking at Vertcoin, was at $4.3. You know, our first target was $7. Second target's been hit as well on Vertcoin. Zcash as well is another thing. And all these cryptos we're just looking at. Ethereum Classic, many cryptos. It's not just that, we're applying the fundamental knowledge as well. So if I bring up another document, something we've been working on, something we've been working on at the moment, it's to do with Bitcoin. This document here, bear with me 2 seconds, let me minimize this and bring this up for you so you can all see it. This is months and months and months and hours of work being put in on Bitcoin, trying to get educated on stuff that we're trading. It's not wise to trade stuff you don't know about. Get your education and understand what you're trading. The pros, the cons here. You can see this is a document. We probably will release this. Maybe not. We'll see how it goes. But this has got a vast amount of information. We've got arguments for Bitcoin, arguments against Bitcoin. You need to see the upside, the downside. With cryptocurrencies, downside of Bitcoin is, let me give you an example. Downside of Bitcoin is the amount of energy it takes to mine Bitcoin. Could there be an alternative that will then benefit Bitcoin, that will then boost the price up? So everything's linked. Everything's linked within these markets. So we've got headings like, is the rise of Bitcoin a signal of upcoming recession? And we go into depth as well about economics. Is Bitcoin in a bubble? How high can Bitcoin rise? Can Bitcoin replace fiat? Is Bitcoin a threat to the current financial system? What could damage consensus and the price of Bitcoin? Can Bitcoin replace gold as #1 safe haven asset? Bitcoin runs off the blockchain network. Was it created by the people that control the world? All of these alternative viewpoints you have to look. Is the current rise of Bitcoin a distraction for something else? All of these things that you have to consider. So that's my part of the section of this video done, and now I'm going to hand you over to Michael, who's focuses on the fundamental side of cryptos. He's going to break down for you ARK, Ripple, and Vertcoin.
Hi there, it's Michael here from Everything Cryptocurrencies, the other half of Everything Cryptocurrencies, and we just had Alex breaking down the top 5 plus ARK and Vertcoin. You should expect to see this week in, week out, where Alex will always be doing technical analysis, breaking down price action of any cryptocurrencies that we feel have a good interest in the markets. And anyone who requests any cryptocurrency to be broken down, Alex will be doing this and specialize in it. Whereas me, Michael, I will be doing breaking down fundamental announcement news, the potential effect it will have for cryptocurrencies, and also any coins of interest I feel that could potentially increase in value. I'll be breaking down the underlying technology and trying to apply that particular cryptocurrency to a current use case and a solution to what the cryptocurrency kind of solves for that particular problem. So yeah, I'll be touching on ARK, Vertcoin, and Ripple, as Alex mentioned. And yeah, just free cryptocurrencies, just to throw it out there for you guys. I feel that could have potential to increase in value. Also, just to mention quickly, like Alex already touched upon already, we should have our website up and running by the end of this week, where we're going to provide some really good content for everybody out there to help everybody who's new to the cryptocurrency world. And also, not even just amateurs and beginners, also just whoever's already involved in the cryptocurrency world, we're going to provide very good content. We're going to have a Telegram group channel, which will be very intimate, where we can, we're going to be releasing on a daily basis and weekly basis, our technical analysis breakdowns, our fundamental analysis also of, fundamental news, announcements and effect it could potentially have. We also have a lot of articles written up already, which we'll be releasing to everybody, just to to give everybody a different kind of perspective of the cryptocurrency markets at the minute. And yeah, this is Everything Cryptocurrencies. And yeah, let me start with Ripple first. So a lot of people already know about Ripple. Ripple has been around for a very long time in the crypto space. And with Ripple, like a lot of people do say to me, oh, Ripple is not the coin. It's got a very bad connotation just because it's, linking up with a lot of the biggest banks in the world currently at the minute, which for me is just a very good sign. Whereas some people just, it's not a true decentralized cryptocurrency, like what Bitcoin is. Whereas I think very differently of it, and I think that's just a good little look and a good little move. Ripple approaching these banks and offering this up, given the current financial systems a little upgrade. I feel like that's a really good, that's really good. Adds a lot of value to the cryptocurrency world. So we had some recent news announcement on Ripple a few days ago, I believe, with the escrow. So a lot of people are very skeptical about, the supply, the how much is in supply of Ripple and how much is held by the actual company Ripple. I believe they're going to be releasing 1 billion XRP for 55 months straight. They're going to put it in an escrow, cryptographic, escrow account, which, it's just a clear signal that, they're serious about building and maintain a long, healthy ecosystem that could hold value for all the XRPs in circulation. The technology behind Ripple is hard to ignore. Everybody could, even if you don't like the Ripple, the idea behind it, working alongside banks, doesn't really matter. End of the day, the technology behind it is just too hard to ignore. It can compete with the likes of, Western Union, MoneyGram, and SWIFT, just acting as a more efficient kind of ecosystem for international remittances, being cheaper, faster. We can also compare it to Bitcoin's, average block confirmation time being 10 minutes, whereas, Ripple could do, verified transactions within seconds. To me, I feel like Ripple at the minute is very undervalued, and Alex touched up on it already that we're just awaiting this breakout. It's been stuck in a consolidation for a long period of time, and I feel like we're just waiting for this massive explosion of Ripple. I could be wrong, I could be right. Who knows? Only time will tell. Let me move on to ARK. ARK's, for me right now, one of my favorite cryptocurrencies, just because of the technology behind it. I like the technology, like I've just mentioned already. However, I know there hasn't been a major, big partnership announced at the minute. However, I do feel, as the months progress, just because of a lot of investors, serious investors, a lot of institutions are starting to get involved in the cryptocurrency space. A lot of these institutions, a lot of these investors will start to branch out from they will come away from Bitcoin and Ethereum, the big boy cryptocurrencies, and they will start to branch out and look for, the next Ethereum, the next Bitcoin. Who knows if any other altcoin could mirror what Bitcoin's done? We don't know. However, I feel like with ARK's technology, you can directly compare it to Ethereum just because of a few clever features that it has. One clever feature that it has is called the Smart Bridges blockchain, which I feel everybody should go ahead and research themselves to get a little bit more information. But the simple idea behind the smart bridges is that what ARK intend to do is they want to create one big blockchain and enable to link and connect other blockchains, but just to run off the ARK ecosystem as a whole. I believe Lisk do this with sidechains. However, ARK are going to go that one step higher and just try and involve everybody. This could help for a number of reasons. One big problem we saw this year was a lot of crackdown on exchanges. Governments coming in, and we saw this in China, especially we saw it with China, where a lot of exchanges had to stop trading. There's a lot of risk that goes hand in hand with a lot of exchanges at the minute. We saw with Mt. Gox many years ago, millions and millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin got lost. We say lost, we don't know what's happened with it. But I believe ARK could fulfill a good little solution to this problem. This big smart bridges blockchain. You never know. This could enable and link many different cryptocurrencies together, which could essentially act as one big exchange. Just throwing an idea out there. This is what we do here. We break down the technology and we try and apply it. That's all we can do at the moment. But yeah, ARK has many other clever features. They also want to make a cryptocurrency coin. Cryptocurrency card. Obviously, they would have to compete with the likes of 10x and Mise Go, Monaco Card, all these already established cryptocurrency cards. However, ARK they're trying to be very versatile and just be very try to be very consumer focused and trying to mass adopt it amongst the cryptocurrency space. They're very ambitious. If we go to their actual website, we can see that if we click on the roadmap, they offer this transparency where they're constantly updating They're always working on new software. They're always trying to update the features that they have, as you can see. You know, they're being very transparent here. They're being honest. They're just showing you percentages of how much is finished, what isn't finished. Even here, the Arc VM is the Arc Virtual Machine Integration, which allows users to issue Arc smart contracts. Like I said, if there's going to be one cryptocurrency in the space that I could compare Ethereum to, it would be Arc. And yeah, there's a clever feature, which is the alternative programming languages that they wish that they're going to be providing. So I believe they're currently working on more than 15 programming languages, which I believe this scalable feature could potentially enable mass adoption with many programmers, which could act, as a place where people could build new cryptocurrencies or new technologies of the Arc blockchain, similar to what we have seen with Ethereum. They also have a white paper which has a little bit more detail, but I'll just throwing ideas out there. I believe you guys can go ahead and just do a bit more research on it. But I believe Arc is has a lot of potential, a lot of room to grow. And if they do all the things that they're promising, who knows what the future holds for Arc? But it has a promising future in our eyes anyway. And the last coin I just want to quickly touch on is Vertcoin. So Vertcoin is a digital currency that can be sent from peer to peer over the internet. So we can, as we know already, or if anybody has any little bit of knowledge on cryptocurrencies, we can directly compare it to Litecoin and Bitcoin. However, there seems to be one little major difference with Vertcoin, which is that it's ASIC resistant. So by what ASIC resistant means is that with currently at the minute in terms of mining, the mining space, we seem to have a lot of mining pools, large groups coming together. Especially, I believe in China, they hold the most hashing power and the largest mining groups because China has a cheap electricity. So these miners have capitalized on and used that to their advantage to take control of the most hashing power that goes on within the Bitcoin blockchain. However, that just creates a problem, which could be, does this create a kind of centralized kind of point of control for these miners and these large mining groups? Who knows? I don't know. I'm just throwing that idea out there. But for me personally, it's not the original, vision that Satoshi would have had. He wouldn't have liked the idea that, you've got these big, large mining groups coming together and controlling the hashing power. Essentially, they are technically holding the control over Bitcoin's blockchain and the mining that goes behind it with ASIC mining, because we know ASIC mining is more efficient, it's faster, it just gives more hashing power to miners. However, we know it wastes a lot of electricity. We are aware of that. There's many arguments for and against, about the mining electricity behind it. However, also just another point to throw out there, does everybody have ASIC mining tools? Not I wouldn't say not the everyday person has that. So it doesn't bring that community kind of feel to it, where I feel like Vertcoin does this, because it's ASIC resistant and anybody can mine it with its one-click miner. So all you need is a Vertcoin wallet, a programmer miner, and just a GPU. That's all you would need to mine Vertcoin. And obviously, if it's easier to mine Vertcoin, that's just bringing a lot more miners and a lot more people involved in the network, and essentially that potentially can create a bigger community within the Vertcoin's blockchain. I feel like this is the people's coin as it's known, because obviously it just takes out a lot of that centralized mining pools, and yeah, it has a good supply, which is the same as Litecoin's. Which is 84 million, as we can see here. And it also uses the Lyra 2RE algorithm, which is, like we said, which I've mentioned already, is ASIC resistant. And yeah, I just think it just stays true to the original vision and versions of cryptocurrencies when they first started. And it's just a financial system owned by its users, instead of all these large mining groups that have an agenda, which is just to mine purely for profit and not just to see cryptocurrencies in general progress. And just take that one step forward to fulfilling that paradigm shift as what Bitcoin first fulfilled in the crypto space. There isn't a direct white paper, but there is a white paper directly talking about the algorithm that Vertcoin uses, which is a very interesting read. Just type in Lyra 2RE white paper, and you could find it on the internet if you wanted to. But yeah, just to wrap things up, yeah, the 3 cryptocurrencies that I've mentioned, just throwing some ideas out there, but they definitely, I believe they have, they hold a lot of value at the minute, and they could increase in value. But yeah, this is what to expect. We will go into more detail week by week when we start getting our content out there. We will definitely be breaking down more coins. There will be weeks where Alex will just be breaking technicals pure price action of requested coins, and also coins that have major movements in the market. Whereas me, I might do themes of the week. Well, I will be doing themes of the week. We might have a virtual reality week where I go through coins that I deal with virtual reality that also involves the blockchain. And yeah, just from now on, we're going to be giving all the content, all our knowledge. We've got years and years of experience in financial markets, and now we're just going to be applying it to cryptocurrencies in general. And we feel we can provide the best, the content that's out there. And yeah, this was our first video, so please, please be patient with us. We're going to get better as we go along. And yeah, that's it for now. Yeah, we'll see you in episode 2 shortly.